Labour would strengthen all big firms to offer shares to their workers cost up to £500 a year every, John McDonnell will say after. In his major side meeting speaking, the dark chancellor will set out plan including property cash. Firms would include to put 1% of their shares in the foundation each year up to a maximal of 10%. The Confederation of UK Production told Labour's dictate would promote investors to package their mind. Future announcements are anticipated to involve, in Mons speaking, Mr. McDonnell will speak convention delegates how Labour's including property plans would offer workers a finance share in their patronage and more than say above how companies are work. The sum workers accessible to workers would be covered at £500, in the otherwise, alleged at £1 a year by the end of a 5-year parliament period, departure in a foundation to pay for social services and well-being. The schema would use to companies in more than rather than 250 workers, though less firms could set up including property cash if they requested to. Labour calculates how 40% of the UK's individual segment labour, several 10.7 millionth human beings, would initially be coded by the schema. Dividend payment payouts would be done at a plain bet to all employees of the company. The cash would be detained and controlled jointly, in a bar on marketing or trade their shareholdings. The framework would be such to how managed by servant-owned retail dealer John Lewis. But payments of the foundation would be done to person, acceptable employees, Labour source told. Workers' foundation representatives would include vote rights in companies' judgment-making processes in the identical way as some shareholders. Labour aides told the create of the cash would assist compensation increasing inequalities following a 10 years while ordinary pay has not enlarged in actual regulation. But the dividend payments would not be accessible to country employees, consisting workers in industries such as water supply, that Labour hopes to nationalise. Labour source say the £2bn Public Dividend Payment Foundation would provide social segment workers and employees of less firms as well benefited of which the side telephone call a widening of property in our economics. Mr. McDonnell will speak Labour convention delegates in his speaking at 12:15 BST. Workers, who build the riches of a business, should stake in its property or, affirmative, in the returns. How it makes this testimony shows how servant property increases a business's performance and encourages long-term thought. He will append, we trust he's order how we all stake in the benefits how invest produces. Carolyn Fairbairn, CEO General of the CBI, that represents big industry in the UK, told Labour was incorrect to claim how workers will be helping by these proposals in their present shape. She told, their dictate on servant stake property will just promote investors to package their mind and will damage such who can low provide it. If invest waterfall, so does performance and pay in. The Conservative Party told Labour's suggestion was still else tax growth how would do it stronger for firms to get on personnel and pay them a nice wages.